Hello, welcome. My name is Erin Lacey and this is Pina Kolar from Fender Katsalidis Architects. We're here to talk to you about East Tower R1 Melbourne Quarter. So Melbourne Quarter is located on Flinders Street near Wurundjeri Way and Southern Cross Station. The main inspiration for the interiors was the history of the site. So located on Batman's Hill, on the corner of the Hoddle Grid and near the Yarra River. One other key component to the interiors was this heritage wall. Built in 1890, and it runs 174 metres long on Flinders Street. As you can see here and through the section, we've got the heritage wall on the left-hand side. We thought of the notion of this excavation process, this idea of carving out behind the wall to discover the history and the geological layers of the site. As you can see, we created a grand porte-cochère, a sort of a 5-star hotel experience, a sense of arrival. We also introduced these bronze columns which represent this refined industrial look, sort of the evolution of the Hoddle Grid and the evolution of the city. We then continued that idea through into the lobby, where we have a 2- and 3-story height lobby. We used the geological layers through the representation of the material application as seen on the travertine wall. We also then introduced soft curves of the Yarra River in other applications. There was a public art program where an Indigenous artist was commissioned to create a bespoke piece in relation to the history of the site. Here we have our second entry level. It comes off Collins Street through Tea Tree Park into the building. This is the first of 3 levels of amenities, extending over 1,750 square metres of amenities for 1,500 residents for R1 and R2. Having the amenities on the lower levels allows greater social opportunity and interaction. This creates the ability to create a community within the precinct. When we were designing this space, we asked ourselves, how do the people want to feel? If it was me, I'd want to feel proud. I'd want to feel a 5-star luxe experience. This idea of this extension of my own home. So we looked at the process of creating generous sized spaces, an abundance of natural light, quality materials, specialist discrete lighting, and a variety of public and intimate spaces. Here we have the second area of amenities. This is the wellness levels, which extends over 2 levels. On this level we have a 25-metre pool, a spa, steam and sauna, and then on the upper levels we'll have a gym and a yoga space. The wellness level was all about the connectivity to the park and the outside world. We did this through the double-story height, the reflectivity of the ceiling, which you can actually see the park from the pool and you can see the pool from the park. The materials reflect the industrial metallics, the idea of the repetition in the Hoddle Grid, as well as the geological layering in the travertine. The spa shape was inspired by the Yarra River. We lowered the ceiling to create a sense of cocooning and this idea of slowing down. This curve is also reflected in the steam, whilst both the steam and the sauna were able to gain natural light and views out to the outside world. This is a view from Tea Tree Park. The 3 levels of amenities all have a visual connection to this park. Tea Tree Park is one of the largest parks that was given back to the public community.
So, the largest aspect of sustainability was achieved through the apartments. This was done through vigorous quality control. From concept time, we were already working through off a list of preferred supplies and building materials to achieve Green Star points. The apartments went through a vigorous process of standardising and rationalising. This is how we achieved only 32 apartment types within a building of 719 apartments. All joinery were modularised for mass production. This process resulted in clean lines and less offcuts. The bathrooms were prefabricated off-site, which allowed for quality control and less time spent on site. And the engineering throughout the building was very much informed by the pod locations of these bathrooms in order to maximise living spatials. So summer housing was introduced after the town planning process. The brief was to design 10 accessible apartments to a platinum level for young people who don't need to live in aged care homes. These apartment designs are now the benchmark summer housing use in their own model. A set of spatial design standards were set in place in the planning stage, which allowed for compact living to ensure generous living spaces and a place to fit everything. This was implemented even before the BADs were introduced. Thank you.